Hello, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great opportunity for us to invite our city mayor,桃園, Simon Chang, to join us and to introduce how and why Taiwan's success, especially the key role of Taiwan play today.
Yes.
Please, Simon, shake hand to our audience.
Hi, everybody. So happy to chat with Scotty about the future of Taoyuan's technology development.
I'm very happy to invite Simon to join us because we speak same language.
Yes.
not only English, but also Mandarin, but also for the high-tech language.
Yes, technical.
Simon used to be our prime minister, but before he became the prime minister, he was the minister who in charge science and technology. Last time I talked to you, we have 1,000 listed electronic companies, right? And
Computer related.
Yeah. And total revenue this year could be the first year to overpass 1 trillion.
1 trillion.
If 20% value add from electronic companies, which means 25% of the Taiwan total GDP.
Yes.
Right? That's one thing. Secondly, peripheral companies like DIGITIMES, we also rely on electronic industry.
Yes.
Thirdly, if we say we have 1 trillion industry revenue, which means we need 200 billion US dollars working capital.
Yes.
So financial sectors,
Yes.
banks, security companies also rely on electronic industry.
Yes.
So I believe no less than 40% Taiwan economy supported by electronic industry.
Exactly.
And I always say that 90% of Taiwan electronic industry, their headquarters located in Hsinchu, Taoyuan, and the Taipei area.
Taipei.
Right?
Northern Taiwan.
Yeah. And no doubt for our influence in supply side and the manufacturing. But recently, Schmidt, founder of Google, he came to Taiwan and he said, Taiwan software is terrible.
Yes.
What do you think? You worked for Google before. What do you think about his comment?
Well, I think it's true that Taiwan, because of Taiwan's success in the hardware,
Yes.
so Taiwan more or less missed the opportunity when software is becoming more important. And selling software is not the same as selling hardware.
Yes.
Hardware, you have a set of international standards. So one set of standard, like PC, you sell to everywhere. But software is not the same. Software, you have different language, different functions you need to build into software. So it's more difficult. So unfortunately, I think Eric Schmidt is partially true. Taiwan missed the opportunity in the software age. But I think now it's another new opportunity we're facing that we really need to take good chance, is that the applications of AI, because everybody is on the same level ground.
Yes.
So new that nobody has a more development than others. So Taiwan, now learning from the lesson, we really need to take this opportunity seriously and try to think about our strategy.
I met Simon first time. I believe it would be the very early stage of 1990s. I went into Science Park. Then you take care of the first National Center for High Performance Computing.
Yeah,
as I remember.
Supercomputing Center.
Right?
Yeah.
You were there.
I was.
You in charge.
Yeah, I was the founding director of that center. Yes.
Yes, I remember that. And at that time, I didn't know why we need to do that. And I think today, as I mentioned,
everybody knows.
Yeah. Now, application is also important.
Yes.
And civilian AI, people talk about these kind of things.
Yes.
Do you have any different concepts compared with 30 years ago?
I think the concept is the same. You know, many people were surprised that they pick a professor from civil engineering to lead the National Supercomputing Center. The decision from the National Science Council, the Supercomputing Center was under the National Science Council. The decision to pick me as the director, the founding director, was to follow the pattern of US, which at that time, United States founded 5 supercomputing centers. And they identified that the purpose of all these supercomputing centers is to promote application. It's not to develop the fundamental technology of supercomputing. The fundamental supercomputing technology was relying on major companies like IBM or Cray at that time. The mission of the government is to promote application. Taiwan took that concept and appointed me as the director to promote the application of supercomputing centers. Now we're facing the same thing. AI, a new technology coming up, and everybody is thinking, how do we use AI? Can we use AI for this? Can we use AI for that? Again, application. So the technology is different, but somehow still similar in terms of how do you make use of the technology. Of course, the technology, if you look at the hardware component, different.
Yes.
Supercomputing technology 30 years ago compared to the GPU technology, different in terms of hardware. But if you think about application, still the same.
Yes. Yes.
So I think I'm very lucky. I'm blessed that 30 years ago I had the opportunity to lead the supercomputing center. And now I'm also very lucky that I'm the mayor of Taoyuan. And using Taoyuan as a platform, I'm pushing smart manufacturing, smart city, both very, very important application of smart technology, namely AI technology.
I still believe Taoyuan is the biggest city to produce server in the world now.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
You are the biggest city.
Uh-huh.
And the experience of application, what means for local industry now? Because, you know, we try to, yes, that is true. We try to learn how to use computer.
Yes.
We try to learn because the political issues, we should keep our data center by ourselves in some reasons.
Yes.
But, you know, as I know, 53% of the global data centers are located in North America.
North America, yeah.
Yeah, about 26 in Asia, 16 in Europe.
Yes.
Now, people watching about the possibility, they run their data center by themselves. What do you think about that?
Well, I think you can look at data centers in many ways. People say, oh, data center is not good, uses a lot of power, a lot of electricity. But I think data center is the very important infrastructure for the information age, especially the AI age. So you need to look at data center as a strategic infrastructure for the new age. And you need to have at least partial control, if not full control, of the data center. And when you have a data center in your country, the data center brings up the information infrastructure because it needs high-speed network. So it brings up the information network infrastructure, not only on land, but also marine cables as well.
Yes.
So having the data center in your country increases the importance of your country in the new AI age. That's a very strategic thinking.
Yes, as I say, Taoyuan is the biggest city to produce servers. If you want your partner, what kind of partner you prefer to invite them to come?
That's very critical. Data center houses the AI servers.
Yes.
So data center, we have good foundations now. Many existing data centers from companies and new data centers are coming in. The new data centers from, say, Amazon or Microsoft are coming in. So Taoyuan is quite okay in the data center foundation. Now, people move AI servers into the data centers, and we mentioned earlier that the supply chain, to make the AI servers, right? AI server chip,
Yes.
the manufacture of servers, and the peripheral components like power supply, heat dissipation were pretty okay. Now we're really looking at a new sector of industry, the industry to develop applications.
Yes.
Yes. And that's why I mentioned that Taoyuan city government pushing smart technology or smart cities. They are all applications. And of course, the city government doesn't have the expertise to develop the smart city technology. We rely on companies, rely on industries. But the industry now is only starting to boom. We like to develop the application industry using our smart city policy, smart city program as an incentive, business incentive, that if you come to Taoyuan, we have this program, we have that program that require you to develop applications in AI to help Taoyuan city government to grow the smart city program.
Yeah, I agree. I knew Taoyuan is a very special place because infrastructure of industry.
Yes.
I mean, maybe think about that, the logistics system, transportation, how to work with servers, how to work with the data center.
Yes.
And transportation, air freight also important,
Yes.
as I know. Simon, do you know how many aircraft pass by Taiwan ADIZ? 200,000. And as I know, Taiwan government is very humble. We only charge something like $300, $400.
Oh,
We are much less than other countries.
that's nothing.
Yes, but even though we can make about 100 million US dollars every year.
Oh, really?
That's more.
Oh,
Just pass by. And we just give you some data about climate, about climate
Yes.
change, something like that. The basic information, then we can charge 300, 400 US dollars. Not bad.
that's good business.
But no, Simon, you know, how much Russia charge aircraft?
A lot more.
More, much, 10 times than Taiwan.
Wow.
So, and that's why I say Taiwan is humble.
Uh-huh.
And last time we discussed about the traffic, transportation, about air freight, because you know Hong Kong, Incheon, Shanghai, Taoyuan, and Narita, Tokyo are the top 5 in the world. But do you know, I suppose you must know that we have more close to 50% of the ocean freight also passed by Taiwan.
I don't know. I didn't know that.
You know, once I read the article about Japan, Japan say if Taiwan something happened in Taiwan, if China attack Taiwan, and they will be the big trouble of Japan. I say why? Because the energy and the food self-sufficient rate less than 20%. They all
They
go
rely
through.
on import.
They all go through Taiwan,
Yes.
right? And when I was invited by Korean government to deliver speech to their think tank people, and I also raised this example. How about Korea? Same. So I always say Taiwan is anchor of the security of the world, economic-wise, or a lot of things. So Taiwan need to understand our responsibilities to others, to the global economic security or a lot of things. But we need to know what are our strengths, how we can leverage, how we can improve, and how we share with the global economy. So I say transportation. I always say that.
Yes.
Transportation is important, but link up with the application. We don't have any problem about manufacturers. And speak frankly, from my point of view, no less than 10 years. Now, we must be longer than 10 years. Our competitiveness can maintain, like today.
Okay, that's
In
good
the
to
coming decades, will be the golden age of Taiwan.
hear. I agree.
Yes, will be the golden age because difficult to replace. So when I always talk to our senior opinion leaders, I say how to help other countries. And now we need to leverage Taoyuan. You know,
I'm very happy to hear that, but I think that's true.
That's true. Not because you come to join us, because as a citizen of Taiwan, I knew Taoyuan. So as I mentioned, every year airport has 45 million passengers, and we have 200,000 aircraft passed by Taiwan.
Yes.
We have ocean freight goes through Taiwan, and you have you have a seaport very close to Taoyuan Airport.
Yeah, the Taipei port.
Yeah, only 20 kilometers about.
Very close.
Yes, right? And all of the highway system were developed, were established already.
Yes.
No any problem about Taoyuan in transportation or geographic disadvantage. Then I like to encourage our mayor and how to work with other cities or other countries globally.
Okay.
Yeah. Recently, I made visits to Silicon Valley. I went Berlin, Stuttgart. I spent every city 1 week to meet the companies like ARM, like NVIDIA, OpenAI, NXP, AMD as well. They all would like to know what happened in Taiwan and why Taiwan succeeds.
Yes.
Then you have the story, you have another story. But I just try to encourage local government to think you are not a local government.
Right.
You need, right?
Need to globalize.
Yeah, we need to globalize. A lot of things we need to think about.
Yes.
So, in your mind, industrialize
Okay.
and application-driven
Yes.
opportunities.
Okay.
What kind of cities in your mind you can work with?
I like to see Taoyuan becoming a city for pilot AI applications.
Yes.
We have to face the challenge that not every application will be successful, will be realized. But Taoyuan is willing to become a platform for trials, okay? For trials. Maybe other cities, they are concerned about, well, what if a trial fails? Then the leader will face criticisms from the city council, from media. But I'm not that concerned. I like to make Taoyuan a platform for AI trials. And Taoyuan City is willing to accept failure. I guess most of us know Stan Shi very well, right?
Yes,
Shi Zhenrong very
yes,
well.
yes.
A great lesson that I learned from Stan when I was with Acer is that Acer is not afraid of making trials and facing failure. Stan Shi once said that the lessons he learned from a failure is much more valuable from a success,
Yes.
right? I guess you know that.
Yes, yes.
So taking that mentality, culture, Taoyuan City is not afraid to make trials and is not afraid to face failures. I think failures will give us good lessons
Yes.
and good lessons to our partners in making a trial. So in this atmosphere, in this culture, every company worldwide, not just in Taoyuan, companies worldwide that would like to make a trial for a very challenging AI pilot project, welcome to Taoyuan.
We all learn a lot of things from Stan Shi.
Yes.
He always liked to say, "Me too is not my style."
Exactly.
Right?
You like to be the first to try it. Yeah.
Yes. And when I found DIGITIMES, I talked to myself. I have two disciplines to run this business. First one is data-centric.
Yes.
Second one is different business model.
Different business model.
You know
I
that.
think you succeeded.
Thank you. But you know, today, more than 80% of the media income goes to the company like tech giants, Google, Amazon,
Yes.
Facebook, Line as well, right? So if you will run the business with the traditional way, you're almost impossible for success.
No, you have to
Almost
compete with
impossible.
those big guys.
So I believe one thing, vertical, professional,
Yes.
and you convince valuable subscribers to pay you money, then
Yes.
you can make the business sustainable. Because I knew Taoyuan a lot. I just try to give you some recommendations. Maybe focus on vertical application.
Yes.
You have, as I mentioned, you have the young generation.
Yes.
So think about AI.
Yes.
You know, as I mentioned, not only NVIDIA success, but AMD also success in
Yes.
GPU, right?
Yeah.
So think about how to convince those companies work with Taoyuan to build innovation center,
Yes.
especially for young generation.
Yes.
And
I
you
agree.
have very good young students. They're eager to learn.
Yes.
That's one thing. Second, you have very good, very special position to compare with or differentiate from Hsinchu and Taipei.
Yes.
You have Taoyuan Airport.
Yes.
And you also have a high-speed railway station.
Yes.
You can raise Taoyuan high-speed railway station as a demo site.
Yes.
And thirdly,
Exactly.
you work with the local Taoyuan companies, then it's enough. You have Quanta.
Yes.
You have many successful companies. They can work with Taoyuan city government. So now you need a platform. Think about the AI Expo or others to introduce more companies to join.
That's great. In the process of making Taoyuan, as I said, the platform of AI pilot trials, underneath is a technology of NVIDIA or AMD GPU and also their software. And by developing all these new applications with a partner, we're trying to help either AMD or especially NVIDIA to enhance their ecosystem. The ecosystem is the key to distribute, to promote the applications. So the more comprehensive the ecosystem it becomes, the more common the application will also become.
Yeah.
And we also benefit AMD or NVIDIA because their ecosystem will grow. Exactly the point you mentioned. Well, that's our goal.
You can try to introduce the company can serve us application,
Yes.
killer application, especially for smart manufacturing.
Yes.
Taoyuan has a special position to
Yes.
think about that.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe you can work with SAP,
Yes.
Oracle,
Yes.
Amazon,
Yes.
Microsoft.
Yes.
They all have the similar. Maybe you can find one
Yeah.
as a strategic partner to work with them.
Yes.
And I like to talk to my international subscribers, readers. If you come to Taiwan, don't forget Taoyuan.
That's true. Thank you for this recommendation.
No, absolutely. You cannot ignore. You cannot ignore. Just like what you say in the beginning. You say, yes, people may know Taoyuan because you learned it. But you just pass.
Pass through.
Because our efficiency is too good for people to left very fast. Because our traffic system, transportation are so good.
Yes.
Are so good. You know, I talked to Taoyuan Airport, and one day, general manager told me they have 2,000 for order.
Yes.
Company in Taoyuan.
Yes.
Then surprise.
Surrounding the airport.
Yes. Now, how we can help them to have the similar, application environment by AI, something like that. They're good for them.
Again, coming back to the keywords, ecosystem.
Yeah.
Forwarders are part of the ecosystem to the airport.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I've been to free trade zone several times. And they also, central government also try to help. Try to help Taoyuan to become a more important role. And now we are in a different stage. We need to think about. Yes. So finally, let's think about how we can work with South Asian countries.
Yes.
Now, you know, I was in Taoyuan Airport to have dinner with governor of Penang 3 times.
Oh, really?
You know why? Every time when he go America, he passed by Taoyuan because 1.5 hours less than Hong Kong. Because we are in the Pacific Rim.
Yes.
So when Singapore, India, Malaysia, if they want to go America, go through Taoyuan is the best way.
Yes.
And secondly, we have a China Airline.
Yes.
We have a aircraft. We about 8:30 to Penang, then back to Taoyuan about 7 o'clock in the evening.
Oh.
And he need to wait 3 hours more.
And then transfer to
to San Francisco or Los Angeles.
That's a more direct, the best way, the most effective, most efficient way.
Now I try to convince the city mayor in different countries. If they go to America, you can stop by. I suppose Simon like to treat.
Okay, I would like to meet with them and try to see if there's any opportunity for collaborations?
Now, because we need to think about China plus one.
Yes.
So in the beginning stage, North Vietnam, Hanoi, and Ho Chi Minh City are important for them to do mass production in the beginning stage. But now, Malaysia to become the number one semiconductor exporting country to America. Do you know that?
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Because packaging and testing. Globally now, maybe people didn't know, 50 to 55% of the packaging and testing semiconductor are Taiwanese company contribution. But ASEAN countries, I mean includes Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, or other countries in ASEAN. They contribute 27 already.
Oh, next to Taiwan.
Yes, and Malaysia is the biggest one.
Oh, I see.
They have 13% about.
Oh, I see.
So when they export to America, they need to go through Taiwan.
I see.
Now we also need to consider direct flight to Arizona because TSMC, or even extend to Mexico. You know why? If you want to know the potential of the country, they have the manufacturing industry in the future, you can count how many SMT machines they purchase.
Okay.
Number one is China, number two is America, number three is Germany. But China percentage down from 21 to 17%.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Because of restriction to to export. Yeah.
Then Mexico is number 4.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yes. So we need to think about the potential, how to work with Mexico in the future. That's one thing. Secondly, I mentioned桃園now is getting more important, not because you are mayor, because global situation. You know, why Hong Kong was number one? Because all of the transportation and the logistic warehouse services handled by component distributors are in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Because to serve China.
To serve China, yes.
But now we need to serve Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore in the future. So I believe the percentage of桃園will expand.
To fulfill a similar role of Hong Kong in the early days.
Yes. Do you know there are 4 companies, component distributors in the world. Their revenue bigger than $20 billion. There are 4. Avnet, Aero. They are North American companies. Number 1 now is WT, Wenye. Number 2 is WPG, Dalian.
Okay.
They're all bigger than 20 billion. And they will move some of their facility back to Taiwan, especially in桃園. Then I knew WPG purchased big lands in桃園. Do you know that? There is a transportation and logistics warehouse.
Okay.
So I believe more opportunities because they need to serve companies like NVIDIA, like AMD, TSMC, ASE as well. So now you know.
Now I know better. Before I came here, that桃園has all these promising potentials.
Promising city, and not because you come here, because I knew桃園. Thank you, Simon, to join us. Thank you, all of our audiences. And I think we will invite him to come back and discuss more about桃園High Tech. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.